Formulas. Formulas have several variables in them, but we can solve them just like we solve any of our other equations that we have seen thus far. The way we are going to do that is we can solve for any variable in a formula if we treat the other variables as if they were actually numbers. We pretend like everything else is a number. So for example, if I have a plus b equals c, and I want to solve for a, that means I'm going to treat the b and the c just like they were numbers. If this was a plus a number, maybe a plus 2, I'd get rid of it by subtracting the 2. Well, exactly in the same way, I can subtract the b from both sides. B minus b is 0, and I will just be left with the a equals, and c and b are different, so we'll just make it into a subtraction problem. A equals c minus b. So we'll solve for any variable, getting that variable alone by treating everything else like it's a number. Now, there are lots of formulas out there that we can use and we can solve. You see formulas everywhere in life. And that shouldn't be something that scares you like our dear friend Woody here. We should be able to confidently solve them using the same skills and strategies that we've used up to this point. So here's a couple examples. 3x plus 2y equals 5. We want to solve first one here for y. We want to get that y alone, which means the stuff over here on the side, the 3x, treating it just like a number, we just subtract that number out of the way. We'll subtract 3x from both sides. 3x minus 3x is 0, and we're left with 2y equals, now 5 and 3x, those aren't like each other. Those are not like terms, so we cannot combine them, so we'll leave it as a subtraction problem. 5 minus 3x. Our goal is to solve for y. Our goal is to get y alone. We do that by dividing both sides by 2, just like always. And we can't reduce this fraction at all, so we'll just leave it as 5 minus 3x over 2 is equal to our y. The formulas tend to get ugly on the answer side, but don't let the ugliness scare you away. It's still the same process. We do opposite operations to get the variable alone. The second example, we want to solve for the b. Well, the first thing I'm going to do to make this one easier is I'm going to get rid of that fraction. So the opposite of dividing by 2 is to multiply both sides by 2. When I do that, the 2's will divide out, and we'll have 2y equals 3a squared b. We want to solve for the b. Well, right now the b is multiplied by that 3a squared. So we undo the multiplication by dividing by the 3a squared on both sides. So the 3's and the a squareds are gone, and we're left with b equals this ugly fraction, but the correct answer, 2y over 3a squared. Same processes, we just have these extra letters hanging out. We're not simplifying to a number. We're getting this weird algebraic expression that's equal to b. A couple more examples. Here we've got p equals 2 times L plus W. Well, there's a couple ways we can handle this 2. One way, we can distribute the 2 through the parentheses onto both parts. Or the other way is we can get rid of that because it's 2 times the parentheses, so we can divide both sides by 2. Both ways work. I'm going to go with the division as we're solving for the w. P divided by 2 equals L plus W. Solving for the W, we need to get rid of the L. It's added. It's a positive L, so we'll subtract L from both sides. And we get P over 2 minus an L equals our W. And now we have solved this guy for the W. Again, same processes as we did before when they were all numbers. How about this next example? A equals B plus 2BL. We're solving for the L. Well, first thing we do is we add and subtract out to get rid of the extra stuff that's not with the L, just like if it was a number. So we'll subtract the B from both sides. And now we have A minus B equals 2BL. And again, that L is multiplied by the 2B. So we can get rid of that 2B by dividing by the 2B on both sides. Leaving L is equal to A minus B over 2B. And we have our final solution. We want to be very careful as we're solving equations that we don't get too excited about reducing. I'll often see people commit this error where they'll cross off the b's and just get a over 2. We cannot do that because there is that subtraction in there. If there's any adding or subtracting in the fraction, we cannot reduce. So please leave that as a minus b all over 2b. So this video is short and sweet because solving formulas works just like solving equations. The best thing to do is try some examples on the homework assignment. Ask your instructor if you have any questions, and hopefully you found this video helpful as you solve formulas just like we solved equations.